Previously on Legends of Aelos, we rejoin our party on the stairs to the main deck. Asher hand rested on that for the sign to breach. A bit of idle banter and preparation later, our group ready their weapons and signal for Asher to fling open the hatch. As he does so, however, the party are immediately greeted by the tumbling body of a pirate, trying desperately to fend off a gnashing Sahuagin, one of the vicious humanoids that Rowan and Ace had seen scaling the side of the ship just moments after the crash. Rowan quickly dispatches the aquatic creature, and leaving the pirate to tend his wounds for now, the party pours out onto the main deck and joins the ensuing battle. Despite this being the first real combat for some, the motions of others, and the heat of the moment itself inspire all to act in as expedient and effective a fashion they can muster. Fortunately, the party has the advantage of surprise. The pirates are currently engaged with the invading Sahuagin. As such, the Sahuagin are preoccupied with the pirate crew. Now, for a group having just met, the party acts in a fairly coordinated fashion, and all display the varying traits, skills, and tools that each member possesses. For the first time, we witness Rowan igniting his flame-tongued sword, and quickly, if grievously, rendering one of the pirates unconscious before moving on deeper into the fray. Ace rushes forward to engage a wounded Sahuagin. A quick fight, and a crushing blow to the creature's skull. The Sahuagin crumples to the deck, and Ace slowly walks toward the pirate it was fighting. A restrained barbarian rage radiates from his intimidating form. Brieyre seizes the moment and the trident of the most recently fallen of merfolk and catapults it towards the pirate stood before Ace. As it connects, she also strikes in time with her vine whip. The simultaneous impacts flinging the pirate into the dark drink to be consumed by the sea life. Karan, seeing the beating that Rowan is taking, moves forward and speaks a word into his necklace as a healing light envelops Rowan, closing the wounds on his body and restoring his vitality. Asher converges on Rowan to assist in the push to the top deck, but a pirate engaged with Balin foolishly elects to strike Asher from behind. A mistake never learned from, as Flatfang shifts to his bestial druidic form and rips the heart from the pirate's chest. The fight progresses with relatively little resistance as the party reaches the top deck and confronts Captain Kerrigan before Balin puts him in bindings. Karan and Brieyre, under the guidance of the reinstated Captain Tuffwold, harmoniously use their combined shape water spells to wrest the ship free from the spire it is struck upon, and Balin is able to set back on course to the Kelpie Isle. Underway and out of danger, now the group turns to the last affairs of combat, the ejection of Kerrigan Kane and the remains of his crew. Per the codes of the sea, Balin offers a maritime prayer to the soul of the soon-to-be departed Kane as he sets him bound neck to toe off the plank. Karan and Asher then assist in the removal of the remains of the pirates and Sahuagin still strewn about the ship. With the final grisly matters complete, the party now takes the opportunity to recover and rest a bit from their ordeals thus far. Rowan was fortunate to happen upon a small diamond when searching Kerrigan Kane, and generously bequeaths the gem to Brieyre, to which she squeals in delight. Karan strikes up a conversation with Asher, recognizing their shared affinity for herbalism. And sometime later, Ace, just after having finished a conversation with Elena, encounters a familiar face in a stowaway found hidden amongst the chickens, Bolt. Though scrutinizing, Ace does find a genuine disposition in Bolt's demeanor and extends not only his tutelage, but also a position amongst the crew to him, provided he keeps his vices in check, of course. Eventually there is landfall, which does not go unnoticed, for on approach to the shore, a Neriminian is spotted standing with an umbrella, who flees at the realization of the current party to man the ship. This brings further fear to Karan, still internally vexed by a dark dream or perhaps a vision from the night prior. The Kelpie Isle reached, the party disembarks, and it's from here we shall continue the story of the Legends of Aelos.
the Duskmire Bogger, now landlocked at the helm and behest of Balin Tuftwold, you've come upon the Calliope Isle, and you see this Narrominian folk that is surprised to see a different captain at the helm. Not quite what he expected to see Balin when he's used to seeing Kerrigan, who delivers his shipments, quote unquote, to say. And so as you see this fellow kind of react. He drops the umbrella and kind of stumbles and kind of takes off towards the jungle. Not a very fast fellow in his kind of long, lanky form and bit of robes not meant for agility work here. And as he kind of comes out, you see... Ooh, my apologies. You see another kind of face move the kind of sheathing blanket from that hut and kind of look back in and like go like this, and two others kind of very, very similar, akin to the pirate folk that you dispatched on Kerrigan's ship. It looks like kind of just a group of thugs that kind of work under, seems, this Narromine plotter here. And so yeah, the floor is yours. How would you like to react to this man's running?
Karun is immediately going to turn around and be like, quick, we must stop the Nerminian.
I'm going to look, I'm going to start looking around for a way to get down. We're hitting the shore, correct? Like,
yeah, you guys are at this point have already kind of like scooted up the side. You would probably just drop a little kind of rope ladder off the side and just.
Can I kind of start looking for one, like a rope ladder to kind of?
Yeah, there's two kind of rolled up on either side at the front and kind of near the rear, but you guys are most kind of up at the front. Right. You know, looking at land and surveying your landing zone here.
Rowan's just gonna immediately gonna go ahead and unlatch the ladder and start making his way down to the beach. Wait.
Asher will cast Longstrider on himself and follow Rowan.
It's like we're running on all fours. Shia LaBeouf. That's what I pictured immediately. Like, so, yeah, we're not necessarily in initiative because nobody's really made kind of hostile actions. He's just fleeing. So, you're hopping down, Rowan. Karun, yep, Rowan. What's your move here?
Karun.
I said Rowan.
What's your move here?
I'm just going to go. I'm just heading down the ladder. Okay. I don't have anything that I can cast, unfortunately, to move faster. But I'm following them. I need to catch that Narrominian.
Absolutely. All right, that is priority one. Okay, so what does that increase your speed to, Asher?
It is by 10 feet each turn for an hour.
10 feet each turn, so you have like 40 movement speed. 40 movement speed. So if each turn is about 6 seconds, and we're not necessarily in initiative here, he has a movement speed of 20. So you're moving twice as fast as him. You see him kind of like rushing away. He like looks back and he kind of daintily running like his kind of kimono kind of held up a little bit. It looks a little bit different than our fellow Narrominian. Probably a symbol of a different status or right than our Karun. As you kind of gain on him, Asher, you run right past these two guards who've kind of just like fumbled. They're like adjusting their belt and putting their swords on, and they kind of see you run past, and then they kind of look at you two who have made your way down the side of the ship, and you're about probably 20 feet from each other, or from them, you two both.
Rowan's gonna put his hands up. We just want to speak with him.
You see one of the guys kind of pulls the sword. Speak with him, my ass, and kind of walks towards you with the sword drawn. The Naraminian fellow, as you kind of gain on him, Asher, he kind of looks behind and he just kind of slips in the really soft, fine white sand and falls for a little bit. And with that, you're like right up on him. And he kind of stands back up and like scoots, falls again and kind of scoots back.
We mean you no harm. And I'll reach a hand down to help him up.
He doesn't take it right away. And you see he has this kind of like this look in his eyes. And he has this look like almost as if he hasn't blinked in years. His eyes kind of this little bit of bloodshot around the eyes, and the pupils which sometimes kind of show lapses of a shade of green, you see kind of have like a little bit of a fiery orange and red in there as he kind of stares at you. What is it you want?
Why did you run?
Well, you're not who I was expecting.
Who were you expecting?
Well, the good fellow that usually brings us on the ship what we have requested.
I'm going to try to start making my way. Like, how far away are the two pirates that are in front of Rowan and I? And
to kind of give you like a, say you're here. I don't know if this is flipped for you. You're here. Ship's right here as you kind of pull up to the beach. You guys have just kind of gotten down and walking this way. The little hut was over here, so they're kind of making their way here. The Naramin guy kind of just ran off up here. So like up here, and Asher and the Naramin fellow.
So
as these guys are kind of going to intercept you to cut you off.
So Rowan is going to kind of put his arms out and kind of let Karan continue, while kind of Rowan is just talking to the fellows and not showing any sign of aggression. He's just going to. We have someone of similar interests here with us, and I'm going to kind of gesture to Karan as he kind of walks by. We mean no harm. We just want to speak with him.
I need.
So you guys are like reinforcements, then, right?
I am unsure.
He kind of goes to unsheath his sword, and you see them both kind of. Oh, thank God! It's getting a bit wilder here. So you guys got a good shipment in, right?
Shipment of
what days need, and all them. You got strong ones, right?
I'm gonna look to Karan, kind of confused. I don't.
He means us.
Oh.
What we were. I'd say that kind of like under my breath.
Yeah, you guys are good enough distance. He didn't really hear that, so.
We are. Yes, the shipment.
You're the shipment. What do you mean? He pulls the sword back out.
Please, we don't want any more bloodshed, but
anymore.
Kane is not going to be bringing shipment to this isle. I need to speak with that man, please. And I'm going to keep on trying to walk towards where Asher and the...
You wait. And he kind of like holds the sword up a little bit. Listen, I don't want bloodshed either, right? I'm just paid to protect these guys that brought us here. I don't care about the business. I just want the pay. That's all. Right? So if you guys come in to take them out, a bit of a man of my word.
Okay.
I can't let you do that.
Well, we can discuss payment. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot on me, but we can discuss this later. But can we let this man speak to this gentleman, and we can discuss it afterwards?
I don't know how much closer I've gotten now at this point, because I'm just constantly walking.
You just kind of roll a persuasion check.
And
with
Rowan,
advantage.
Asher's
Actually,
gonna be
with
like,
advantage or both of you roll.
Do you want to roll?
Because you're
Corinne?
kind of trying to
Alright.
persuade as well.
Sure. Yeah, let's do the double roll.
Asher's gonna be
dynamic.
talking to the guy and be like, "Do you mind telling your guards to stand down? We mean no harm. We just want to talk."
I got a 16.
I got a 16 as well, boss.
16 as well. With that, they kind of. All right. Well, you keep your distance, all right, and you can talk from a good bit away, right? There.
Our goal's not to harm
They kinda-
anyone.
He goes to put it in his sheath. It seems like he can't make up his mind. He kind of goes to put it in his sheath, and he kind of holds it back out, and it's out of his element. He kind of, both of them kind of run up towards you, Asher, and the Nermine fellow. And he kind of, one of them, he kind of like circles you, kind of keeping his distance from you, and then he's like, right, you back off from him, right?
Rowan is.
Are
we close behind them?
Asher,
I'm-
he was talking to you as far as like saying back up from the Nermine guy.
Oh, well, I'd be like, we mean no harm. I'll kind of back up a little bit, still have my hand out, like, see if he needs any help up.
Mm-hmm. The Nermine fellow kind of looks at the guards and then looks at you and kind of reaches his hand out and takes your hand and kind of pulls himself up and kind of wipes off the kind of fine sand from his kimono. And then he kind of locks eyes with you, Huron.
What are you doing here?
Apparently not what you're doing here.
No. I'm fairly certain I don't have to explain who or what I am. But you...
He kind of lowers his head and like...
What are you doing here? And he's just staring very intensely.
And
into
he's
his
kind
eyes.
of like, and like he has bouts of like where he's staring kind of oddly at you, and then bouts where he kind of like looks away. And
I'm going to slowly start to approach. Like, how far away am I right now? Like 10
probably about
feet.
15 feet at this
15
point.
feet.
So
Like-
you kind of approach, and
like
you
slow-
see kind of the
slow
two
walk.
guards kind of. That's it. That's enough. Stay back. And then you see the Nermine fellow kind of looks at them, and then kind of looks back at you, and he takes a step himself. It's not too late. You can
Too
still
late.
take part.
You know that I can't take part in anything that you're doing here. What you're doing is a violation of our very peoples. Please, I beg you, not only to stop, but to help me stop this.
Stop. Have you heard it? Have you seen it? I know you have. How do you resist? And you see the kind of flame in his eyes heighten even more. Let me actually pop this fellow up here. There we go. That'll be on the stream if you guys want to take a peek at him. It's a very similar garb to you, but he doesn't have the same kind of phylactery that you have, Grun. You actually recognize this fellow, but only in like an acquaintance. Like you've seen the face, never really made conversation or something. Potentially somebody that you've ferried many years ago.
Okay, so someone I ferried, not someone who may have been within the Covenant.
I will. I mean, I guess I could just say it, but I will tell you.
Want me to roll?
No, you would know his name as well.
Okay. Very good. It's a long or short A.
With
Okay.
this, while this is while you guys are doing that, kind of imagine Rowan just kind of making sure that he's kind of in between Karan and the guard standing right next to him, not just standing there.
Just doing the whole like.
No, his hands are down. He's just kind of just watching and observing the conversations happening, and then still making sure the guards are okay.
All right. So then,
Guards are kind of just like,
Nate.
they're so confused. They're like, what? This is not my pay grade.
Namos, you know, without even me having to answer, that I know exactly what it is that you see and experience. But I think you too do realize how it is I'm able to deal with it. And I want to help you. That's why I'm here. To help. Please. Let me help you. Help me to fix this. You must know that no good can come from what's currently transpired. We must stop it.
It is not about what's good. It is about what's fair, what's right, what's proper. Karan, if you've seen what I've seen, how could you say no?
You talk about what's proper. What's proper is harmony. Balance is what this world has thrived on. And imbalance is all that can come from what it is you currently are seeking. I beg of you, stop this. And I'll still try to come a bit closer.
He kind of see him kind of like struggle to take a step, and he takes a step towards you a little bit, and his eyes kind of dim that fiery red look, and he kind of, and you see kind of the normal typical green that it normally shows for a moment.
My friend.
And then you see he kind of takes another step back, and the fire kind of returns. It must be done.
Nothing must be done except to stop. Please. I know I can see your struggle. Please, let me help you. I'll keep on trying to get closer.
Rowan's gonna stay with kind of like giving Karan his space, but still kind of making sure he's right there.
He takes kind of a hard step towards you, and then another hard step towards you, and the kind of the flame in his eyes kind of heightens up a little bit more.
I'm just going to reach up and kind of like hold on to my phylactery.
All the Conclave has ever done is hold us back from our potential. How do you not see that? What could be, what we could do if we were released. If he was released.
Of course I can see it. The death, the destruction. That is all that can be sought through power.
What about a inevitable death and destruction, but then on our terms?
What right do we have? We're no different than any others, however long or short our lifespans might naturally be. We all come and exist on Aelos. We share this realm. It's what we have done for generations. The Conclave, our covenant, is there to make certain that all of us can prosper. I know it must be hard, but you must resist.
A few more steps towards you. By this point, he's about five feet away, and he kind of says, "If you understand, how have you ignored the call?"
Through focus, through understanding, through acceptance. There's always things that tempt even the hardiest of souls. But it's precisely what we do, what we're taught to do. I know you came up. You have the potential. I can't say for certain why you did not become as I did, but I know that you have the power to resist this. Something greater than even some of the other peoples of our kind.
You see kind of the fire in his eyes kind of die down a little bit. And he takes another few steps towards you and kind of like he's really just kind of working something over in his mind, and he's almost like arguing with himself in his head. In the same moment, Elena has kind of gracefully made her way towards you guys, and he kind of looks past you and looks at her and then looks at you, and then his eyes, with the fire gone, just the green in his eyes, he kind of walks towards you at this point within, arm's reach, and he kind of, "I'm so sorry, I couldn't make you see." And at this, do a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God.
Actually,
17. This is with the +0 on dex.
so it's not an advantage, but my apologies here. I
okay, it's fine.
wasn't as prepared as I anticipated. Let me see here. Was a 16 hit.
Hit my armor class?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
16.
It's just, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He
So the 17 dex
as
save
he-
that failed.
kind of approaches you with his hands kind of like in his kimono, and he says this, "I'm sorry, I couldn't make you see." And then he pulls out kind of this long, thin dirk and goes to plunge it into your neck. And at this moment, you see as Elena just goes like this and actually casts shield on you, so that's a +5 to your AC. So he goes to and it just kind of bounces back, and the dagger leaves his hand, and the fire kind of raging in his eyes.
Rowan is going to just step in front of Karan and then pull out his swords. Right.
We'll step behind, like cast Primal Savagery, and basically like grab his shoulder and try to rip him back to the ground.
Okay. In the same token, as he's grabbing you, he kind of lunges to grab your neck, and he's just kind of like squeezing with all of his might. It's almost an inhuman kind of, definitely not his strength from his frame, but he holds on with this like intense look as he gets pulled down, and he's kind of just ravenous and like writhing on the ground.
Karan, do we? What do you suggest we do?
We need information from him.
Okay,
There's nothing I can do to help him in this state.
And then Rowan is going to sheathe Lymeal's sword, and he's going to put his hand up to the guards and say, "Let us handle this." And
they're freaking out. They're just like, "What is this?" And they kind of look at each other and kind of murmur. And then one of them kind of sheaths his sword, and the other kind of does the same. And they kind of take a few steps back and kind of turn towards that little hut and kind of keep looking back as they walk towards that. They're like, nah, I'm out.
Rowan's gonna assist Asher and just grappling him.
I basically
roll-
have my hand on his, like, right here. I'm imagining, like, more bestial-like.
Both of you
with
roll a
claws,
strength
and I'm
check,
kinda
yes.
growling.
Both of you roll a strength check.
13, so
17.
16. 13 plus 3 is 16 for me.
16 and 13.
17.
With
17, 16,
both
17.
of you kind of combined with his kind of just writhing on the ground. He's just yelling and ravenous, and it's really hard to restrain him, and you vaguely have him restrained at this point just on the ground kind of with both of you, but with that you kind of hoist him up, kind of locked his shoulders kind of behind him, and he kind of like lunges with his chest towards Karan.
Namus, please, we just want to talk to you. We need you to focus here.
I've never been more focused in my life.
Be careful, Rowan.
And Rowan's gonna keep his sword kind of out in front of him, so Namus sees it. And can I attempt to ignite it?
Yes.
Can I
Make
roll?
a wisdom check. Yes.
I'm gonna approach Elena real quick because they have him under control somewhat right now.
That is a 18. So that was a DC 5 for wisdom. Wait, 18 plus 1, so 19.
Awesome. So that will ignite it. Yes.
So I'm just
The
gonna
flame-
just hold out in front of it and ignite it.
Okay. I want to approach Elena, and I just want to ask you. I feel you know far more in depth than just what I said my objective was on this island, do you not?
What do you know about their goal?
I know that their goal at the very least, and I'm saying this just between her and I right now,
Okay. Yes.
at the very least, has to deal with the nature of a we, Naramine.
Yes. Speak of release and tearing binds and
Something I'm all too
potential.
familiar.
Yes.
We need to find out where he's taking the people he's been gathering here. We must find out where the rest of my kin are and put a stop to this.
My intuition tells me that they are taking them to the temple. Something as ancient as that probably has ancient magics and a history that could connect you towards a different time, a different plane.
Well, the only way that we can get there is unfortunately with the assistance of this possessed individual. I'm not the best at persuasion, but we must get what we can, however we can. And I'll turn
Yes,
back.
It would certainly help to find out exactly who and what we're up against as we make our way to the temple.
I'm gonna have have her follow
She
to talk to
kinda-
this guy.
She kind of just places kind of one hand on your elbow as she walks kind of toward with you, like alongside you.
Namus, how many of there are you here? Can you tell me that?
There were 3 of us.
Were.
Yes.
How many now?
Me and one other. A farrier. Much
So I
like
immediately recognize
yourself.
his name.
The name of the other one?
Yes, Etheria.
No. My apologies, hold on. A farrier is what he said, sorry.
Oh, a farrier.
Yes.
A farrier, sorry.
A farrier.
That's my bad. A farrier. This is worse than I thought.
It is one you've probably spent many a time with, but he did not hold back from the call, and he has guided us towards our true potential. And he will be the one who will release our people from our bond. Kethiel.
Their name. Tell me his name.
The farrier.
Kethiel.
How is it that you think you know more or have more wisdom to deny the truth than that which is an elder of even yourself? Nearly twice as old and wise as yourself. And yet you hold on to what? Edicts and tradition. For what? To keep status quo.
It's more than that. It's gods. My convictions will be what sees me through in this. Unfortunately, I can see that you are not someone who is capable of adhering to that so easily lulled just because someone's your superior as you see it.
If only you saw it as I see it. Your superiors tell you, oh yes, we must keep it contained. We must not realize our power, and you play along to that. Your convictions will be your death.
Your convictions and Kethiel's will be the death of us all. And I'm gonna look back to Elena and I'll say, can you subdue him? Put him to sleep.
I unfortunately have nothing of that type of magic, personally.
Very well.
Might have to
And
do
I'll
it
look-
the Rowan way.
I'll look to both Asher and Rowan and nod.
Okay, and then
I
Rowan is going to sheathe his sword and get behind him and kind of put his hand around his neck and kind of just start to put him.
At this point, he actually. We don't have to. Okay, you can put him to sleep.
Slowly start to break his neck.
He's actually not resisting at this point, so you could probably bind him up if you wanted to, but you can still chuck him out if you want.
Oh, you want to
He's
bind him?
actually
I don't.
kind of-
Subdue him. I said subdue him.
It seems to be like when he's in proximity
put
of
him in restraint.
Taran, that seems to be the only one he's kind of reaching for.
Do you have rope?
let me check. Yes.
Okay.
I'll pull out.
I'm gonna, as Asher goes
Long rope.
to kind of grab the rope out of his pocket, Rowan's gonna take his other arm and kind of bring him behind, and hold it for Asher to tie it.
He doesn't.
I'll tie
He
him
doesn't
off.
resist. He kind of lets you. And at this point, Corona, he's actually kind of just staring into your eyes with this, like, just the light kind of fire in his eyes, and he just stares.
And I'm just staring back into it.
Asher, being a hunter in tradition, I'm gonna basically hog tie him so his legs are tied up as well.
Okay.
We're just gonna carry him. We're just gonna drag him.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll say, if I could make any recommendation, whatever you think is enough, do one-fold more.
Rowan is just gonna kind of lean
He
over.
kind of smiles at
I
Karan.
don't think
And then-
I have
enough.
questions for both of you. I'm gonna look at Corinne and the guy I'm currently hog tying.
Nemos. Yeah.
I do have a rope that I can give you too, Dan. If you've used all
Karan.
50 feet of yours.
Karan, as you stare into his eyes, go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Ooh. All right, so that is a 7.
7. As he stares into your eyes for a moment, you feel kind of this almost telepathic connection, but it's not as if there's a link, but it's as if his gaze is activating something within you, and you kind of feel this heat rise up into your face, and you feel kind of this slight sense of anger within you, and you look to Rowan and Asher and feel this kind of uncontrollable hatred as you kind of wrestle it a little bit. And then you look back at Nemos once more, and he kind of smiles, and then you hear kind of apparate within your mind. In time. And then you kind of break eye contact with him, and you feel this kind of cold chill apparate through your body for a moment.
Did Rowan or Ash
Roll
did
perception
Rowan
check.
see that? Roll perception. Six plus 3, 9.
Nah, you don't see anything. You're kind of focused on tying him up, and at this point kind of dragging him up and lifting him up from the sand, kind of holding him hogtied style.
It's gonna be dragging him.
Bad line.
Bad line. Rowan is gonna link his arm into Namos's and kind of gesture to Asher to do the same on the other, as we kind of just drag him to the.
Literally, as I did my thing. Sorry, I was going to say something to you, bro.
Okay.
And I'll look at you and look probably a little sweaty and stressed.
Hot sweats and then cold sweats and then
Cover his eyes.
Okay. Is there like a sash or anything on his hip that I can kind of just?
Yeah, he has kind of like a kind of waist strap that you could probably fold over and kind of.
I'm just gonna.
As you kind of place this over his eyes, just this last second, he kind of just stares at you, Karan, and just smiles as it covers over his eyes, and you see the flame kind of extinguished.
His eyes are kind of creepy.
I need a moment.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I do know. I need to tell you a bit more. Just give me a moment. And I'm gonna kind of like walk to get a view of the temple. Like not walk towards the temple, but just we can see the temple from where we're at, kind of in the distance.
You can kind of see this tip of the tower. It's easier from the boat, but from the shoreline, the jungle kind of towers up pretty quickly. You could see like kind of just the tip when you were standing on top of the boat. But as you get down now, you kind of it's kind of towards the center of the ship. And by this point, Balin kind of jumps down from the ship himself and kind of runs over in his dwarf form. And all right, so is this then? No, one of your friends there. Well, I take it not quite a friend, but is he going to be riding along with us now?
Perhaps.
Oh,
As I'm
boy.
just kind of like walking away.
Prisoners, that
still.
makes things very interesting. Alright, alright, okay. Alright, let's bring him on the ship then. And
Wait.
He kinda
Maybe not on the ship just yet. Keep him in that hut. I just.
As do you go over?
Karan's
to the
visibly
hut then?
distressed of it, I think, at this point.
Yes. Okay. Excellent.
Rowan's kind of like, all right. We're gonna turn him to the cabin, and we're gonna start heading that way.
Towards the little hut. Yeah. Okay. As you kind of approach, one of the kind of pirate thug guys or whatever is kind of throws the flap open, comes out. It's all yours. And
Thanks.
the other one he's like rummaging through like pots and pans and stuff and like rolling up a little bedroll or whatever, kind of throws it over his back.
Where are you guys going?
Well, that's a good question. You guys hiring?
And I'm gonna pull out 2 gold and like put it in the guy's hand. This is
2
for
gold.
both of you. I don't be here when we get back. Like,
Well, we've kind of got nowhere to go, so we're kind of hoping we work on your ship and then, get back to the mainland. Rather not live the rest of my life here.
I'm gonna turn to Balin.
Listen, we are loyal where the money is. If you've got money like this, then I will die for you. Well, prefer not to, but you got it.
Understandable.
2
Balin.
gold is a lot for these guys. So, the other one kind of like 2 each, or that's for both of us. So.
That's
Right. The other one kind of like shoves him, like grabs his off his hand. Right on. So yeah,
We could use your
we've
help
spent
here
a lot
on
of
the
time
island.
on the ships. So yeah, we'll definitely have a need stone on a ship. But well, there's other gods, no relation to us, not responsible for however they interact with you once you go in there. But that's their duty. We'd rather not go in there if it's fine with you. So we'll work on the ship. Pay us well. Stay over here. No problem.
Again, Rowan's gonna turn to Balin. Do you need more hands on the ship? These guys are willing to help.
At this point, absolutely. Come on now. He kind of motions these guys over, and they're kind of just like holding their gear, and they kind of like look at the ship. That's a nice one. It's a bit raggedy right now, yeah, but well, it was a nice one. And they kind of walk off. For Balin, kind of shepherds them up to the dock, or to the deck rather, and so you're gonna take Namos into there.
Yeah, we're gonna start. I'm gonna try to. Is there a bed anywhere?
There's still his bedroll that is kind of laid there. It's just kind of just a bedroll in the sand, kind of.
I'm just gonna just position him on the ground, lay him down on the ground on the bedroll. While he's still tied.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, he's just kind of face down into this.
Yeah.
I despise mercenaries. Fucking lives.
Hopeful hands.
They're yours now. For now.
Like, I'll say that once they obviously leave.
Yeah, they're already on the kind of on the deck.
Rowan's gonna turn to Karan and kind of gesture him to go out, like we step outside and kind of leave him in the room in the hut by himself.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of like up away already.
Oh, you are. Oh, he's
yeah. Like I started walking away, like
okay,
looking towards just.
Do you want to?
Yeah. So if you want to approach me, by all means.
Go on the ship, or you're gonna go to, or just kind of off on the side? Yeah.
No, I wasn't going on to the ship. I was just kind of like because I imagine like the shore goes up and there's like a little bit of a hill that goes up and then starts to flatten out and then it reaches off towards where the jungle is, where the temple is in the middle of the island. That's kind of how it's set up, the topography. Yeah. So that's it. I was just kind of like walking up to the
good
crest.
Bit of like white kind of shoreline, then palm trees kind of burst up from the edge, but very quickly it kind of turns to pretty dense jungle foliage with a canopy. And,
Okay.
vines
Okay. So it's not like a
hanging down
distance.
and
It's like right
thick,
there.
Kind of
Okay.
tall plants there. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I was just basically walking up into like the edge of where it's, going to start to get like dense and inevitably dark.
At this point,
then
Balin and Elena have made their way back to the ship as well, and Ace and Brieyre are on the ship as well. They've yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
I got to kind of figure
consulting with them a little bit. So
Rowan's gonna turn to Asher. Do you want to come talk to Karun with me, or do you want to stay and watch him?
I have questions for this man.
What's that?
I have some questions for this man.
I'll leave you to it then. And then Rowan's just gonna kind of leave and then shut the door behind him and go find Karun.
by this point, little bit of time has passed, or I'm trying to figure out the time frame of things for what they are up to. You see as Brieyre and Ace are coming down the ship, and in Ace's hand is a axe, and they are kind of heading off towards the kind of the jungle line. But as you do this, Karun, Brieyre kind of walks past you a little bit and goes to give this weird like handshake thing, but then turns it into like a kind of a G-hug thing. And
I'll reciprocate. Fairly confused, but also quite visibly distracted at the same time.
It's exactly what she expected. And you're just standing there like, and then she kind of moves along with Ace and Ace and Brieyre. They make their way towards the.
As Rowan is walking towards Karun, does he see Brieyre and Asher? Not Asher. Ace walking into the forest.
Yes, you also see them.
I'm gonna
walking by because they were passing by as you come out.
Okay.
And
I will shout out as they're walking, like, please be careful in there. And then that'll be all. I don't even know if they heard me.
I don't know. Maybe Brieyre blew a raspberry. I don't know.
Classic Brieyre.
So they, you do see as they kind of get to the kind of tree line, Ace kind of kneels down and picks up a little bit of sand and looks up and talks to Brieyre, and they kind of talk a little bit, and then they head off into the tree line a little bit.
So now you're coming up, Rowan, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna head gesture towards them walking in to the forest. Should we follow?
And from this point, Balin kind of shouts up from the top, "Whenever you got a moment, could use your help."
And Rowan's gonna kind of like acknowledge that he said that.
I'll kind of like turn to you now, Rowan, and I just kind of have like a very worried, concerned, almost exasperated look on my face.
Rowan's gonna recognize that and make eye contact as giving him his full attention.
I need to tell the party, I guess, if you will, about what really might be going on here, for your own safeties. But for now, we should return to the ship. And I pray that they return soon too, as well. Kind of like looking towards,
Okay, while you guys do that, then Asher, what would you like to speak to Namos with? He's blindfolded, kind of just face down into the bedroll.
Get the sense you might know about the druids of this isle.
Yes. Pesky creatures.
Do you know where they are?
And they're had to pin down. For the most part, they've kept to themselves, but there was an outsider among them who really liked to dabble in our business.
So it was you that I saw.
So, what have you seen?
What is the whereabouts of this outsider that you saw?
Oh, well, he's been dealt with accordingly.
Asher's gonna get, sit there trying to kind of keep himself composed. You see, you're not in the best position right now to be talking vague. Where is this druid?
Well, I'm sorry to keep it vague and be an inconvenience to you, but I genuinely do not know. They are pretty reclusive.
Enjoy the floor. And I'll walk outside and get some air.
As you kind of walk out and breathe for a moment, you feel kind of this warm glow from your necklace, and a voice apparates from within your mind, familiar voice of Coria, and she says, "Look, I hope that you're not busy and I'm not interrupting, but I miss you, and I just wanted to say, when you see my papa, please let me talk to him. I miss him, I miss you, I love you." And then message ends.
I miss you too. I just arrived at the Isle. We will be finding him soon, and I promise, my love, I will let you speak with him.
Oh, I just realized Alex got it. It's okay, don't worry about that. Just do a vague, short enough.
And then I'll just kind of stand outside and just breathe and try to relax.
Okay.
Does Rowan see him exit the cabin to the hut?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean to Karan as I kind of wave Asher over. Do you think he'll be okay in there by himself while we go on the ship, or should we take him?
Honestly, he probably should be kept under a watchful eye, but
We can take him to the ship.
I just want to be certain that nothing transpires that compromises the ship. It is probably best we watch him. I honestly can't say what he might be capable of at this point.
Well, I'm sure Balin and I don't know if I want to. The man seems a little unhinged.
Who, Balin or Namos?
Namos.
Okay.
Namos.
What?
I know, a little bit. Just a little bit. But at the same time, I don't want to leave him in the hut. I want to bring him to the ship. Oh, decisions. I'm not good at them.
I'll go speak with Balin, and we'll see if we can procure some chains amongst the ones that we didn't destroy. Perhaps we can better affix him there, rather than just bound by hempen rope.
Sounds
We
like
need
a
to treat
plan.
him like a beast, to put it bluntly.
He kind of acted like one, let's be real.
This most certainly is real.
Is
You
Asher,
kind of
as
hear
Asher
actually
put-
from just like a bit of a distance away, kind of within the hut, just kind of like this faint like, I've heard the call, I've heard the call, I've answered.
Asher's probably walking up with his head just kind of shaking. You're right there, buddy.
I think our mission. I'm worried for the safety of a friend.
Understandable.
I
Is he
too.
here?
I believe so. My father-in-law, he works in the Isle. I'm gonna switch to Elvish for this because I don't know Rowan's half elf. And I'm
like
gonna look
Actually-
directly at Corinne.
Fun fact though, all of our party knows Elvish.
Oh, yeah, but
everybody.
I don't
it's
know
funny.
that.
I know,
We
it's
don't know
funny.
that yet. I like that.
So I'm gonna look at Corinne and be like, "What do you know about the druids on this isle and your people?"
Well, I can speak for, and I'll respond in Elvish again. But
Rowan's just gonna keep this watch
Yeah.
one person talk and kind of bounce to the other and just kind of just
I'm
I'll
tracking.
keep
I'm
it going.
tracking.
yeah, so I'll respond in so you're just a normal human, not being able to see things, you know. But yeah, so I'll respond in turn, and I know far more about my people than I do the druids. Unfortunately, I really can't be of much help aside from what you already know, being a druid yourself. But I can tell you, I will tell you more, that my people hold a far darker secret than most anyone outside my lands now, as you've seen. Name most there. And if that is what's transpiring here, then I share your concern, but not just for your father-in-law, but for all the people of Aelos.
It's good to know that you have my trust.
I appreciate it. I'm going to need, wholeheartedly, the trust and assistance of all that I can in this.
and then Rowan is going to say in Elvish, "You guys have my swords." So
Both turn, and I'm going to lean forward and brush like your hair. I know you have short hair.
I
and
have
your
short-
ears, and like just make sure there actually isn't like elfish ears there in the first place. Little
Rowan's gonna. My mom is Elvish. My father's
Right.
human.
I apologize for the attempted secrecy, Rowan. I had no idea.
I must admit, neither did I. I could tell there was something different about you. Tell me, do you know what specific elf your mother was?
You know, I asked several times growing up, but it always seemed to be an avoided topic. So no, I don't know what kind of elf I am, but I know I'm an elf.
Well,
No,
I apologize. I pulled
No.
up any unfortunate memories.
it's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. And Rowan's just gonna kind of give a gentle smile to the both of them. He's not offended. He's not offended at all about the. He kind of finds humor. He finds it funny how this is
They were
his first
surprised.
interaction with other like with an elvish language, and he's like, I know it. So he's kind of just like, I'm just gonna take this in, kind of a situation, and then he says, I kind of like the fact that I took after my father, and he points to the top of his ears. Apparently it's not a common thing. But
You saying something is, a bit offensive about our physical appearance, and I jokingly say that, twiddle my own ears a bit.
I actually like him. I used to play with my moms. Anyway, Asher, we'll find. We'll make that a point to find your family here. Family's important to me, and I think, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't mean to digress here. But we need to handle Looney Tune over there, and then see what Balin wants. While you were in the hut, he was calling us over. So
Yes.
At this point, you see Balin kind of up near the ladder.
Balin, can you throw us
And he
down?
kind of
some
looks like he's looking like, oh, me, feigned, very obviously.
Can you throw us down some shackles and chains for our friend over there in the hut, please?
You see him kind of head off the side of the ship, and just a moment later, kind of throws the shackles out there.
We'll handle this, man, and we'll be over on our way. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab the shackles and manacles and just take them over to the hut and kind of gesture to Asher to help. Karan, if you don't mind, just keeping watch outside the hut, please. And I'm just gonna go ahead and walk on in and begin putting the I can't think of it. The shackles and everything on him, and fastening it really tight, good and tight, to where he really can't move. He's literally hog-tied in Amic's sense, Asher's sense. So, and we remove the rope as well.
And I will put that back in my inventory.
Thank you for that.
Likewise.
And is there a way to? God, it's kind of hard to lock a door from.
There's no door on this.
There is no door.
It's just a fabric.
Open.
It's just a fabric, like
cloth. I thought there
that
was a door.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Would like to hit. Let's bring him outside. We'll put him in the sand.
Oh, a little something won't do him too bad. And I'm gonna go ahead and again lock my arms into him and then kind of drag him out to the sand, and then put him out just outside the hut and start walking towards the ship.
What time is it, by the way?
Time of day?
Yes.
It's about midday.
Midday. All right.
Yep. You have about maybe 4 or 5 hours before dusk.
Okay. We'll have to make certain that he's in a different location come the evening.
Absolutely. And I'm assuming we're talking and walking at this point to the ship.
So you guys are kind of hoisting him up into the ship then?
No, we're leaving him right outside the hut to where we can still see him
right.
from the ship.
Perfect.
We're not going to leave the top deck or the
sunbaking.
main deck. We're going to keep eyes on him the whole time.
Sand might do him good. Might speak a little easier.
What do you need help with, Balin?
Well, there's a lot of little holes that we're gonna have to take care of. I sent Brieyre and Ace to go get some good lumber, but we can, with the little holes, at least do what we did with all those crates, breaking them down. So I could use your hand for that. Now that we're landlocked, it's a lot easier to make repairs to the lower half of the ship, so we can do some of that from the outside. From this, he kind of just giving all kinds of different orders about different repairs that need to be made. Karan, if you can do your best to get all that little water out of the bottom, that'll help us go faster when it is time to leave the island and all that. So, just do your best to keep that water out while we repair the bottom of the ship and all that. And,
Rowan's going to start unbuttoning his sleeves a little bit to kind of start getting ready. Do you, we should probably go. Do we want to go help the Ace and Brieyre in the forest?
Well, I
Karan?
sent Brieyre to go protect him because, well, he's, he can focus on felling that tree. He's a big boy, so I figure he can help that, and Brieyre can watch his back there. I sent in the views, but I figured, I could use some of the muscle, and I could use at least one person to, stop that water there. So that's all. He tried to get Bolt to go, but I don't think Bolt wanted to go. I think he a bit scared of the jungle there, but probably not the safest. But I told them stay close, don't get too far into the foliage, and hurry out. So all they got to do is just get some good lumber and bring it back so we can repair his ship.
I kind of want to see about helping Ace. So once we get the wood, I can help. And as I said before, I'm pretty good with wood.
Giggity.
So if you guys would like to join, I think we can come back and start helping you out, Balin. I'm just gonna help with an extra hand to the wood.
This jungle, there's unnatural things afoot.
Actually, Balin, I must agree. Is this something that can wait until the lumber has arrived? I know expediency is...
Well, if we all leave the ship while it's got all these holes in it and it's sitting here, we might not have a way off this island. That's what it's my fear. But
let's prioritize the crack that's below the waterline. Rowan, Ash, I think if we can at least get that taken care of. Captain, could we leave the water in so long as there's no longer a point of ingress? So that we might be able to...
I suppose we could take care of that later, another time. But you have to take the water out so that you can repair the places where it's coming in and those areas. So we'll have to get to that later, I guess. But all right, there's a lot of prep work that you got to do for a ship while it's landlocked, especially not at a dock. And I'd really rather not spend the rest of my life on this island. If it gets taken back out.
We'll be back. We'll be back in no time.
Some of you Balin. To take, and he points at you, Asher, and you, Rowan, to kind of take these kind of like spikes on these like kind of long ropes and spools, tie these off to the helm, and then stake that in there so we don't get taken out with the tide, because that's a major concern. There's that major gash that we definitely probably want to take care of. Because as the tide comes in and out, you know much about seafaring. Tide will come up, right? And then we'll be in water and then sinking because we still got all these holes. And then the tide will go down and we'll be out of water. But we need to make sure that we don't go up on the tide and then not into the sea and then we're stuck here. I'd really rather not that.
All right. So Rowan is just going to go ahead and start... Do we want to do the helm now, Asher?
Hey,
let's do it really quick.
Let's tie this off.
Yeah, so Rowan is going to go up to the helm, grab the rope that he said, and then make his way down and fasten the...
I'll start putting the stakes in while he's grabbing the rope.
Balin kind of motioning for you guys. Take a bit further. Too close, and then we won't pull it down, and then dig it in good.
Okay. And then Rowan's gonna do exactly that. It's kind of assist Asher and the spikes have taken it further.
Karan is gonna take Bolt down into the hole where the split is.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So you can continue with that. I just want to let you know what I was doing.
Okay.
And then I think we're good with the spikes, right? And Rowan's gonna put a thumbs up or a thumbs down, like a little bit of distance.
And Balin kind of, right, that's good there.
Alright. And I'm gonna go to Asher.
Who's gonna watch that guy? And he points to Nemos, kind of sitting over on the...
Just keep an eye on him, Nemos. He's a little bit of a little bit loose up there. But we need him for questions, so he can't go
Okay.
anywhere. If I'm not already, Rowan's gonna go down to the hold and see if there's any assistance with the water, trying to get the water out and trying to patch it so the water doesn't go in anymore.
You see Bolt as kind of Karun and Bolt are kind of struggling with this. Karun kind of forcing the water out, but every time Bolt puts the board over it, he loses sight of it, and then therefore the shape water kind of loses and it starts to pour back in, and Bolt's just like, you try it and I'll do it quickly, and then it's kind of
Rowan's just gonna go up and just kind of help assist Bolt. Here, I got you. I'll help you. And then Rowan is just gonna start helping put the wood and start nailing it in.
If we can get this crack, the crack's like 10 feet wide, long, you said, right?
Yeah, there's that crack, and then there's that major kind of frontal hull damage that's only been kind of loosely repaired. That's probably the major concern. And then he was talking about some little kind of sprig holes that needed kind of patched up that are like down at the bottom of where you guys were held. So that's kind of like low leaks there that he was kind of concerned about.
Rowan kind of wants to turn the focus to the priority of the hole, the big issue, the whole, like whatever is causing the most water.
Yeah,
flow.
that's what what Bolt and Karun were working on, is that kind of front near the stairs where the rats had come out and all that one where they hit the coral. So that's what they were kind of working on.
Okay, so I want to try to knock that out as quickly as I can because I feel like time is passing.
Mm-hmm. And one of the kind of mercenary guys that you guys kind of conscripted or whatever, he kind of comes down. He's got like this like boiling pot, this black kind of stuff. He kind of like walks down and kind of takes this kind of like hot brush and kind of over what you guys have kind of just nailed onto there, and then
Sealing it up. Good. How long has it been since Asher and Brieyre left?
By this point, you guys have reached about, with all the different repairs and the little bit of talking that you've done, probably close to an hour or so.
Have
and
the others returned yet?
I don't think I've seen them.
Balin kind of looks around. It's been a little bit, but I shouldn't have gone far. Yeah, it might be worth going to take a check on them. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's go do that. I'm gonna kind of gesture to Asher and Karan. We'll come back and finish this up, and they're going to go.
At this point,
down to
actually, Elena kind of intercepts at the top of the helm before you guys kind of take to the ladders. Would it be a burden if I were to accompany you?
If you don't mind, Elena, if you want to stretch your legs a bit.
Yes, I would like that.
Okay.
Asher, where are you at this point? Are you kind of heading down as well?
Yeah, I would be heading with Rowan.
As you guys, Asher, as you kind of head down the ladder, and Elena's kind of sitting there, she actually kind of places a hand on you, and then kind of places a hand on Rowan as well, and this kind of mist kind of apparates, and she goes from kind of like just kind of staring down, but as she kind of apparates this kind of mist, she actually looks at you, kind of looks you in the eye, Asher, and then looks you in the eye, Rowan. Let us go. And actually go ahead and add 5 temporary hit points, each of you.
Okay.
Well, 2 of you. You 2. She only cast it on them 2 for now.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I thought I heard each, so I was like, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, 5 temporary hit points. Let's go.
All right.
And
Rowan's gonna assist Elena.
Bolt kind of comes up from. Hey, so they've been a while. You guys going after him,
Yeah.
right? No, Ace. He asked me to go, and
Do you want to come now?
I don't think I'd live with myself if something happened to him and I had abandoned him.
Well, then come with us. More the merrier.
All right, yeah.
Grab yourself a sword or something.
Okay, yeah. We've practiced. All right. And he kind of pulls one of those kind of rusty short swords, kind of wrestles with it to kind of get it hooked on. He doesn't really know how to hook it into the belt and his belt, and he's kind of like nervously shaking. He's like, "All right, okay, all right, okay."
Ron's
You
gonna put
think
his
they're
hand
all
on
right, right? Like, yeah.
it. Yeah, you're looking
I
like a
should've
true
gone.
pirate now.
I should have gone pirate.
You're all right. Let's go.
Pirate. I'm a dockman, right?
You,
Work for
you
an
got it.
honest wage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corbin
Start trek.
kind of walks towards Elena, and kind of as he kind of helps her and kind of guides her down the ladder, she kind of stops and kind of tilts her head towards him. You should stay here. I think they could use the hands on the ship, and you can protect it. I know you must protect me, but you are protecting me if you ensure our way out. And Corbin kind of, you know, I can't allow that. What if something happens to you? I can't fail like that. Well, what if something happens to the ship? Then we're all in trouble. Stay here. I will be fine. I am in good hands. Corbin kind of, right. And Elena kind of continues the rest of the way down the ladder.
I'm going to say to Corbin, if for some reason we're not back before night begins to fall, for your own sanity, make sure that man is not in the light of the moon.
You were saying that to Corbin? Corbin kind
I'm
of...
saying that to Corbin. I'm pointing at Nemos as I say it.
Don't you think you'd be better on the ship?
If you think you can keep him utterly restrained and potentially unable to damage the ship, I
Down
don't
to the
know
ballast.
what spells he might have.
Balin did that with Captain Kerrigan. With the thought.
Just
I'll discuss
be
with
careful.
whoever stays, I suppose, and we'll decide.
Very good. So long as whatever you consider twice, do so with him. That is all I can offer.
Is he dangerous?
Potentially, yes.
Potentially, right. Good to know. Balin, you see, he's just running around, kind of like securing things, and he's all over the place. And this one, he's like, "Oh, right, oh," and he kind of, have you guys all made your way off the ship, or you were just making your way down?
In the progress of making our way down, I mean, I'm talking with Corbin. I don't know if he's on the ground or if he's on the ship.
Rowan was going to go first and kind of help assist Elena come down the ladder. That was my plan.
Balin, as he kind of like shuffles over to the top as you guys have made your way down to the bottom of the ship, and he kind of hoists himself over the ladder and kind of slides down. All right, one thing I forgot. If some chance you run into the rest of my crew, and my second mate is a halfling fellow, a bit clean cut, and a bit spunky. His name's Grismond. Let him know that I'm here and I'm coming to get him. All right?
You got it, Grisman.
Grisman, right.
Very well. Is Corbin
Gods, I
and
hope
the
they're
captain
all right.
right next? I'm sorry.
Corbin was at the top. Captain
Okay.
Balin just slid down to kind of interact with you guys while you guys have all made your way down and kind of heading down.
Okay. Good. I'll make mention to Balin too if no, again pointing to Nemos if he proves to be threatening to the degree of, say, the departed Kerrigan Kane. Use your better discretion. I won't question it.
Oh, my better discretion is saying... All right, well, no, never mind. Right, better discretion.
Also, if we're not back by nightfall, you don't want to send a second party after us.
Not sure we can send much anybody else. There's only 5 of us on the ship now. Right? The 2 mercs.
Yes, the 2
Corbin.
mercs. Corbin. And
Bolt's coming with you guys.
Bolt's coming with us.
So yeah, we have
So it's
the 2 guys.
Corbin, Balin, and the 2 random mercs.
Nemos, the 5th
And
guy.
Nemos is the 5th.
If we aren't back by nightfall or in the morning, you might want to leave the Isle.
I can't do
We
that.
Have to-
I'll go in myself. I gotta get my boy back. I gotta get my crew back. Kenny Captain wouldn't do that. There's
Let's
going
go.
down with your ship and there's going down with your crew. If that be my destiny, then that be my destiny.
To our destinies,
Take care of
then.
yourselves, alright?
To our destinies. Balin's on the ship, right? Or he's down on the beach
He
with us.
came down.
First.
He came down to just
Uh,
like
Corbin's up top, Balin's down.
Rowan's going to put his hand out to Balin and give him a handshake. And then turn to the forest and try to pinpoint in which Ace and Brieyre went into the forest.
It's easy at first because you have kind of the sand prints that they had left up to the kind of the tree line. So
Okay.
you guys departing, heading that way?
We are heading into the forest, and I'm going to stay close to Elena.
I'll lead the front and kind of stop her and be like, if woods are woods, shall I?
You may. I'll, Karan, Elena, Bolt, if you don't mind staying behind. Asher, Karan after Bolt, Elena.
He's like way in the
middle,
back. No problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
And you
And
bring up
then-
the rear.
And then I'll bring up the rear.
And I
Very
would
good.
start basically
like that.
tracking Brieyre and Ace.
Okay. As you make your way to kind of the edge where the sand starts to turn to kind of dirt, and then it kind of turns to kind of grass and foliage kind of starts to sprout up just about everywhere, and the canopy starts to tower as you kind of get in there a little bit, and it's really just vines hanging and just ecosystems and a bunch of different kind of critters kind of jumping from the trees and kind of scurrying on the ground, and kind of curious creatures and kind of watching you just from the trees. Each tree kind of an ecosystem of its own.
Okay. Keep a good eye out front, Asher. And Rowan's just gonna keep scanning left and right for any sign of real obvious movement or any weird anomalies,
Mhm.
situations.
So what kind of evidence are you looking for as far as where they might be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like anything that doesn't seem normal. Like you can see like a branch that's been, like, when somebody walks by it, it's been cracked. You know, seeing just in case.
Each of you roll a perception check, actually.
I was gonna say, just in case that, you know. I catch something Asher doesn't, etc., etc.
24.
16.
24 and 16. With your lovely druid eyes, you kind of scan the forest and you're looking for, you knew that they were looking for kind of sturdy wood. And from what you've learned from your wife's background and heritage, you know the importance of kind of asking for permission from different trees before you use them for building purposes and such, before you chop them down. And so you see one tree that would have been a good candidate, and you kind of, as you approach, you see kind of different foliage that's been kind of compressed and stepped on, and kind of get the impression that they might have checked this one out. And then you kind of scan around and you see kind of a good bit, maybe another 50 yards, but it's obvious within the greens and browns and touches of blue here and there, and the different kind of jungle colors. You see kind of this tan, kind of white side of a tree, and as you kind of like peer into it, you see that there was multiple kind of hacks taken out of this tree. This tree from where you are probably about 50 yards or so. 50 feet, 50 yards.
It's up ahead.
Lead the way.
I'll lead him to the tree and see if I can kind of scan the area and see why it was abandoned, essentially.
I'm going to assist if I can. Or...
Okay, are you guys you made your way to the area there?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to be stealthy or anything at all? Just kind of looking.
Yeah, we're trying not to draw attention.
Prowling
may not be
through the woods. Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Each of you. Since there's 3, we'll do everybody rolls. Why not?
19.
Not 1, so a 2.
14 plus 4, 18.
About myself.
As you kind of hyper focus on this, Asher, you kind of hyper focus on this area, and you're watching it, not necessarily paying attention to where you're stepping, and you kind of stumble a little bit and kind of break a few branches, and kind of a few birds kind of overhead kind of scale out, and you see like kind of a monkey kind of hanging from the tree, kind of just like peering in at you. Jumps, flies away, all kind of protecting their territories, their trees and stuff like that. And you make your way to this clearing where a lot of the different foliage just kind of like been trampled and fallen. Roll an investigation check, each of you, as you come to this clearing.
Oh,
17 plus investigation.
Yeah.
I got a 17 minus 1, 16.
16.
Oh, I got a 13 plus 3, so 16.
16, and 11. With that, it's pretty obvious there was something more than standing around hacking at a tree here. And in fact, you actually find you just see this slight gray, and as you kind of looking at it through this kind of foliage, this undergrowth here, you see the head of the axe actually, and as you peer around, also you see it's kind of just right at the base of the tree there.
Who found this?
And just like kind of among you, I guess one of the 16s, probably Rowan. I would say you found that, and Corona, as you look around, you see kind of some kind of strangely colored blood. Doesn't look quite humanoid, but there's some kind of an element of like kind of fleshy bits kind of scattered in this kind of clearing area, with kind of just this line of blood and a bunch of little kind of just giblets and fleshy bits kind of scattered there.
Okay.
Rowan.
Do...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Rowan's gonna pick up the axe. He recognizes it as Ace's, and he's gonna turn to the group. They're not here. This is the axe that Ace had. Elena, please stay close. And
was that what you're gonna say, Ron?
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Could I now? I don't know which one you'd like me to do. If it would be nature, animal handling, or medicine check to like better determine what this blood trail might be.
To determine what this blood trail might be,
like it's a gushing wound, a dripping wound.
I'll let you choose either nature or medicine.
I'm choosing medicine.
Choose medicine.
Take your better one always.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that is a 26.
26. You can
plus.
tell with pretty certainty, pretty good certainty that this was not humanoid. This was some entrails of some kind of beast or something. You don't necessarily know the exact. With that medicine check, I will say you found also among the kind of organs and such there, you found a bit of like kind of scaled skin, kind of just a few strips here and there, kind of among the shedded scale skin.
Oh, so shed like it was molted, not like it was ripped from the body up, like it was molted naturally.
Both. It's like somewhat molting, but ripped off, kind of like it was cut.
Okay.
Kind of among the bits of flesh there.
Everyone, there's a blood trail here. It doesn't appear to be human, something bestial, reptilian, perhaps. It's a fair bit. Can't necessarily say. It was done. Can I look at that axe and see if there's any blood on it that looks similar to it, or does axe just look clean to me?
Rowan's just gonna kind of gently kind of put it out, like holding it like so, I guess, trying to show you guys to him so you can kind of get a good look at it.
Nothing on the axe. Roll each of you another investigation check.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rowan would start looking around to see if there's any signs of them being
15.
taken, like
drag marks and whatnot.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Yeah, 15, 12 plus 3.
I got another 13.
20.
I got another 13,
20.
so 16. 16 for me.
So with both of your 15 and 16 there, Rowan and Karan.
Perception or investigation? Sorry,
investigation.
Investigation. I got 12. Nope, I got 12. Sorry. Sorry. I wanted to catch you before you went into it. I only got 12.
That's fine. Between both of you, you kind of see, as this kind of circular enclosed area where there's a lot of kind of flattened undergrowth there. There's kind of an area that kind of heads off a little bit deeper into the jungle, kind of just straight ahead from where you guys had come from. Just kind of deeper into the jungle where there's a bit of like more flattened foliage there that kind of like goes for a little bit, and there's little bits of areas where it's kind of like it's been pulled up a little bit, and kind of this dirt and mud kind of slide that was there. And Asher, as you kind of study this scene a little bit, you actually see something a little odd sticking out from the tree right above where the kind of hack marks are. There's this little kind of maybe about this long, couple 5-6 inches, really, really thin needle, just like thorn kind of sticking into the side of the tree.
I'll try to pull it out and investigate it.
Are you holding it just to yourself?
What
or
are you
to
trying to discern from it?
Just get a better idea of like. You said it's a needle, like a metal needle, or like a.
It's like kind of
bone or...
wood or bone or something. Yeah, kind of.
And I'll show the group.
It's whitened, mostly white, but in the tip it's got kind of like this brown kind of greenish stain to it at the tip of it.
Do any of us recognize it?
I was going to ask if Karan recognizes this.
What are you trying to determine?
if perhaps this might have been well, I was going to perform an herbalism check on the tip to see if I can even do that, or maybe I don't know, figure that out. But mainly, I wanted to see if somebody that we had maybe utilized a projectile throwing device of some kind that they may have had kept in their hair.
From what you saw of her, she didn't have any kind of darts like this.
Okay.
From what you saw,
That's still good.
hers were kind
Could I
of
discern it's a
cut
dart,
from
though?
a different vein. But you can kind of, at this point, kind of you discern that like this was sticking into the side of the, and with your just natural understanding of herbalism and medicine, I will go ahead and say that you probably recognize that it was a bit of a toxin. I think it kind of dipped or doused in toxin.
I think they might be in trouble. We should
Hurry.
need to follow their path.
Quiet.
I agree. This definitely was not one of Brieyre's darts. And that blood there, even if not human, no blood is a good sign at this point.
I agree.
So I want to look around for like drag marks or footprints that lead off in any direction.
Yeah, there's that. As you see, maybe 10, 15 feet in the circle, there's kind of this like narrow where it starts to, where those kind of were like plowed down a little bit. And then it picks up from there, and there's just like here and there, just these different areas where the foliage was kind of pushed aside. It's not actually too hard to track that, because you can kind of see the different roll. I guess is tracking nature technically.
I thought it was survival.
Survival, I'd say. I think.
Survival. Oh, there's a survival check. Roll survival
Yes,
check,
it's-
all of you.
Got you through frozen ruins, identify signs. Very specific. Identify signs that owl bears live nearby.
21.
I got a 12. Hello, math. 15.
I got a 19.
12 plus 3.
15.
With all that, pretty good rolls. You see where it starts to pick up and there's no longer any drag marks or anything like that. You see the areas where the foliage was kind of pressed down. It's pressed down just a little ways in there, and you see they start to get kind of this step, but the footprints that are left are kind of a humanoid, barefoot, but very large. Like, you could probably surmise, especially with your role, Asher, that these are creatures that are at least taller than 7, maybe 8 foot. And as they kind of walk, kind of pick up stride, they actually avoid stepping on kind of the foliage as they kind of navigated through this way, but you can kind of easily see the trail there. Are you taking pursuit?
Yep. No, I'll look to the group and be like, shall we?
Right behind you. And I'm gonna fall back in the same spot in which we traveled before.
Then I'll try to kind of slow our pace a little bit to get us stealthy, but at the same time, like, you know.
Well, you have to kind of
Urgency.
choose one way or the other. You can choose if you want to be moving fast, no stealth, kind of galumphing through the woods. Stealth, you'll move slow, not make great time, or you can choose kind of just a normal half. If you choose normal, you'll move at kind of just a normal kind of walking pace with a normal stealth check. If you choose fast, it'll be a disadvantaged stealth check. If you choose stealth, you'll get advantage on stealth check, very slow pace. Your call.
I want to say maybe keep a normal pace to where we're not exactly rushing, but we're still maintaining a good speed. I don't want to. I'm
just
a little
a normal.
Yeah.
Okay, roll
there's a little
normal
bit of
stealth
a
checks. I'm going to roll
urgency.
for Elena and Bolt as well.
That's a 17. I'm not putting it happening.
It's 11. 11 plus 4, so 15 for Rowan again.
The irony of this.
I got
Bolt
12.
rolled a 1. He would.
He would.
He's
Let's
kind
just
of
say
like
that's-
trying to keep
this is
pace,
kind of
and
in
you see as he's in front of you, Rowan, he
That's your
kind
voice, huh?
of like gets caught, his leg caught around a vine a little bit, and he kind of tries to tug on it and kind of falls, and just absolutely just again, kind of animals just kind of flee, and it's kind of the trees kind of shake with the movement of different animals, and Bolt kind of just lays there a bit. Right. So much
Reach down his hand.
but picks himself back up. Don't you think we should, I don't know, maybe move quickly? Sorry, I'm just really worried about him. Oh, I should have gone. I'd have been with him right now. And who knows what he's going through. Oh, God. I'm a terrible friend.
We're no good to them if we are dead too. So
Trust me. Calm wits will benefit you here. You can fret about it later when we're back safely on the ship.
Right, okay. I just want to get him back. Let's, carry on now. Right. As you guys kind of make your way following these kind of trails. Asher, you're taking point here. Roll perception, each of you.
natural 20, so 26.
All right.
Perception.
Mhm.
I got a 10 plus 3, 13.
I'm apparently distracted by Bolt because I rolled in that one.
Asher, with your excellent roll there, the nat 20. As most of the animals have seemed to kind of flutter away and kind of avoid your guys' galumphing presence through this jungle, you hear kind of nearby, and you hear just like a kind of each side, and you see just like the shake of different branches. And at this point, you're kind of having to move about waist high kind of foliage and grass to see and keep along the trail, but you kind of see this out of the corner of your eye, and it's just kind of here and there, just
I'm gonna kind of just close down and be like, essentially try to not commune, but like just talk to nature and be like, we were just passing through. Really key guide us. And then continue on our way.
as you take another step, the kind of bushes kind of in front of you, and you see one kind of really close, kind of, and you hear just like a, and you feel something kind of graze along your shin.
Oh God, is this the Mummy Returns? With those little gremlins.
Basically.
Oh God, no! I
And
hate those damn things.
it actually misses, but roll a dexterity saving throw, Asher. As this one misses, you hear with that perception, you hear a
15 plus 1, so 16.
Let's see here.
Oh my god, this is. I hate those damn things. Those things give me nightmares as a kid.
With that save, as you hear this, you kind of turn and duck as this thing kind of rushes past your knee, and you see in between kind of these this foliage over off in kind of this split in this tree, this kind of spiral, you see kind of this face, and it's holding this tube, and it's and it slips down and kind of enters the foliage as well.
Try to
as it misses you.
Well, before it dips down, I'm going to try to lunge at it with essentially my claws out, growling a little bit, try to pull it out of the bush.
It was a good bit away from you.
Oh, okay.
So at this point, go ahead and roll initiative, everybody.
All right.
That is a 6.
I got a 19.
16. I got a 16. Oh boy.
Nope, that's what I want. Wait, hold on. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Sure. Sorry. What was Rowan?
16.
16.
Wait,
Karan?
16. Hang on. I got a 16 flat.
All right, Karan, go ahead.
I have +4, so that's a 20. 20. That's a 20.
20.
I forgot
Good.
that I have my +4.
Karan?
Now I'm a 19. I rolled a 19.
19. Asher?
6.
6. Okay. That's a... there. Bolt almost rolled a natural 20.
Wow.
It's an 8.
That's courageous.
Oof. Okay. All right. That will be a... Okay. Oh, not 116. That's high initiative.
That's that, yeah.
Okay. So Rowan, you're first. You don't see anything within this foliage.
No, but
Roll a perception check.
roll a perception. I'm gonna use my draconic dice. Let's see. That is a 12 plus. I think my perception's 3, so that is a 15.
With a 15, you just see maybe 10 feet away, just a flutter of the bushes. No, nothing in sight.
Nothing in sight. So, but Rowan's just gonna go ahead and just pull out his 2 swords, and then attempt to ignite the
Jathral's.
the flame. Yeah, Jathral's sword, and see if that works.
Roll your
So
wisdom.
Say 6. So no, that didn't happen. But I'm just gonna be ready to block. That's gonna be my just basically protect Elena, who's right in front of me. So
Okay. With that, we move to Karan with your 19.
All right.
Could you guys give me your current hit points, especially with your +5 that you've had? That it lasts 8 hours, so you guys still have that. Between Asher and Rowan, you both have that.
16.
I'm at 19. 19.
16.
I've got 11.
11. And where's Asher? All the way at the bottom. Below Bolt. You have how much?
16.
You have 16. Rowan, you have how much?
So I have
19?
Yeah, 14
Let's
plus
see.
5.
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, sorry here. So yeah, Karan, your turn.
Okay. So I'm actually going to... I can't see anything either, right? I have to roll perception check too.
You have to roll a perception check to see if you see anything, or
Okay.
if you could even make an attack at something. I mean, you could. You could. It would be an extreme disadvantage if you tried to swing at anything right at this point without trying to see it.
Yeah, I'm
first.
not, I mean, I've got one.
Or swing, yeah,
Well,
punch.
swing and a miss. All right, so that is a... What is my perception? Perception is +4. Okay, that is a 23.
Nice.
23. As you are kind of looking around, you see the bushes kind of move near you just a little bit, and you catch a glimpse of a kind of small, kind of large head, giant teeth, just kind of making its way, kind of crawling through the foliage, kind of towards you, but like a little bit to the side.
Okay, then I'm immediately going to go ahead and I'll use a bonus action to shout out there, and then I'll try attacking it with Sacred Flame.
Okay. So that's a save DC for him.
14. Yep.
14.
Please fail.
+2 for Dex. Oof. Okay, that's a 19 +2.
Oh. Nope.
It's just kind of scurries away, and you can't get a good line of sight as it kind of works its way through the underbrush there. And we move to these fellows. Rowan, make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex saving throw?
Actually, wait, my apologies. Let me roll this. Does a 16 hit? I was doing that wrong. It's not a dexterity saving throw. Does a 16 hit?
Rowan? Hit Rowan?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
You see off from the side another kind of crawling among the trees, just kind of, and it shoots a dart, and it kind of hits you kind of in the elbow or in the armpit here. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay. That is an Constitution +4 is 18. So 14.
18. You feel this kind of like numbing sensation, but you kind of rip it out and kind of shake it off, and you're not poisoned. Asher.
Yes.
Yes, it hits. 19. It's 17 plus 2. Roll a Constitution saving throw as you see another one from another tree kind of shoot at you.
Oh no.
That's an 8.
Oh
shit. You are paralyzed. You quickly, as it hits you kind of right in the solar plex, just feel yourself just fall immediately. As this happens, Krun. Oh my gosh, natural 20. Okay. That's critical, but these don't do much damage, luckily. So, okay. Yikes. Okay, that will be 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And no poison or anything like that. That was as one kind of just runs right past and slices your ankles a little bit. And then it scurries off, and you just see the bushes kind of here and there. Rowan.
My turn.
That will not hit. That's a 7.
Okay. Yeah, no.
You see one kind of make its way towards you, and you kind of like you're in the pool and you're like dodging the shark, like you kind of dodge out of the way a little bit. And as you do that, another one kind of comes from the side, and 12, does that hit? Does not hit. Another one kind of goes, and you kind of do like another kind of twirl.
It's doing a dance. Those little things.
A 17, does that hit?
17.
You're taking a dodge as well. What does that do? You were taking the dodge action, so that gives you a plus to...
I was doing a block action.
So I was doing a
block. I was preparing a block.
So I guess since you didn't make any kind of actions and you were just preparing, I will say give yourself a +2. Does 17 still hit?
No, that does not hit.
So 17 doesn't hit. Another one kind of scurries through. So let me take the 4 from Karan. And currently, Asher, you are paralyzed. We move to your turn. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 6.
You do not... You feel yourself just stiffened up and kind of stuck there as you lay there. No toxin is still running through your bottom. Through your body. Through your bottom. It's going right through your bottom. And we move to the top of the line. Rowan, it's your turn.
Okay. Does Rowan see Asher fall?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
As you're kind of like looking around trying to see these things, the two that made shots at you guys from one of them, the one that shot at you initially, Rowan, is still there. It's probably about 15 feet away.
Okay.
And it's kind of sitting there in the thing, kind of load up another kind of dart. And the other one kind of jumped down into the bush.
Is there any that little one that just ran by me? How far is that one? There's 2 of them that ran by me. Actually, I don't know.
They moved past. They disengaged from the foliage. Their bonus action is a disengage when they're in this foliage.
Shit.
So.
Okay. Fuck. I don't want to leave everybody. I don't want to leave the net group. You said there's one 15 feet out?
Yeah, it's still kind of like in the tree. It's not looking at you right now. It's kind of like messing with something, kind of pulling out another dagger or another dart to load up the blowgun. But you do see this one. No perception.
Yeah, so Rowan, if you see he sees it, he's gonna go up and take his half of his movement towards
because it is rough terrain, so you'll be half movement anyway.
So that would be my full movement. That would be my full movement
to get to this.
Okay. And Rowan is going to attack with Lymeal's and Jathril's sword.
As you make a move, you kind of walk through the grass kind of, and you feel something kind of cut your leg as you walk by seemingly one of them. You'll take 1 point of slashing damage.
Okay.
As it kind of cuts you as you walk past it.
Okay. And so I'm gonna go up to it and make my first swing. Where's my action?
I just realized the one person that can make this situation easier for everybody is unconscious.
He's
not conscious. He's incapacitated.
That I was about to use, and then
I know. I was banking on it.
He really does want a TPK.
So you're making an attack on this guy, on this one that you do see.
So it's 11 plus 5, so that would be a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
Absolutely. This thing kind of like loading, and you see, and you just kind of go right through this, and it turns as you do this, and it just like these giant teeth and it falls on your blade.
Okay.
No damage necessary. They have very little health. Yeah, I guess you could roll really, really bad, but they have 3 HP, so you have probably got plus whatever.
Yeah, no, I already have a +3 to my thing, so.
That's
so Rowan is
pull
going
these
to
up so you guys can see now that you have had kind of a look at one.
Okay.
These little gremlin boys.
Is there anything else near me? Where approximately did that slash happen when I was walking? Was that about halfway through my start, or was it close as I got closer to the tree?
Halfway to where was the slash?
The little poke
it was
at my
maybe
ankle.
like 2 or 3 steps in.
Okay.
If you want to make an attack, well, no, you can't move back because it was. Yeah.
Nope. I was just curious to maybe see if it was if you thought about it, it was like within an arm's reach. I was gonna try to slash, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save my other action. No, I only have one action, so I'm gonna go ahead and bonus action, and yell to Karan and Elena, help Asher, and that's gonna be my turn. Unfortunately,
All right, okay.
separating was not a good
Corinne, your
idea,
turn.
but well, that takes one of the ranged attacks out. So for now,
Corinne, your turn.
So now it comes down to my turn, and I could see that one, but it's dead now. And I obviously heard what Rowan said. Now I had to roll a perception to see any others.
Roll a perception check. Yes.
Okay.
Level 1. Level 1. Come on, guys. These are 1/8 skill
Plus
challenge.
4, that's 22.
22. With that, again, you kind of see what Asher had seen earlier, what you had seen earlier. Just like another one of these kind of crawling. You actually see like you get a glimpse with that roll. Like it keeps the knife in its mouth as it kind of like scurries around through the grass and the foliage.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try attacking with my Sacred Flame again. So
Sacred Flame. Okay. Dex saving throw. That is a 15.
nothing
Doesn't
happens.
hit. Damn. They have a +2 to Dex, so I rolled a 13. Right? +2.
And then
+2 to Dex.
I'm going to
dexterous little
I'm
boogers.
going to
Dexterous little boogers.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Asher.
Sanctuary. What does that do?
So he's gonna pull out. He's got his little mirror, and he's gonna pull out and cast that. Just kind of like focus in his phylactery, and I kind of like bluish bubble, kind of like encompass him until it like glistens away. And Sanctuary. Warded creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who attacks the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a Wisdom saving throw.
Awesome. You are safe.
So
now just succeed your check. Succeed your Constitution check. By this point, unless there's anything else you can do.
No, I mean, like I could move to him, but that could, I don't know, incur a attack of opportunity, and I want to get stuck. And I'm like really like right next to him anyways, pretty much. Or within, like 10 feet of him.
Just out of curiosity, Holson, is Elena and Bolt in the action at all, or?
Yes, I'm about to have their turn here after Crone.
Okay.
One of them. I'm trying to figure out exactly what she wants to do. Because she might be able to help here. Okay. She's going to, with her turn, move to you, Asher, and actually she I guess that would be an action. So she's going to cast resistance on you, and now you have a D4 to your ability, to your saving throws. You'll have an additional D4 to your saving throws. Let me mark this off for her here. So she has. Oh, that is at will. There's no. She can just do that. Heck yeah, it's a cantrip. She had to touch you though. As she makes her way to you, nothing. She avoids it. Natural 1 on this little jungle boy. All right. Now we move to the Pygmy Hunters once again. Sorry, I just gave their name away. It's okay. They're a homebrew, so it's fine. Hey. That is an 11 on you, Karan. For attack.
To hit? Nope.
To hit?
Does
Nope.
not hit. Does not hit.
That is a 17 18 to hit Rowan.
That does hit, yeah.
It'll be 1 point of slashing damage. There's another one kind of. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of these little guys. That is a dirty 20 to you, Karan.
Yeah, well, yeah, it hits.
2 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And Rowan. That will not hit. Asher.
Making my check.
Oh, that's advantage. No, it's not your turn. Hold on, sorry. That'll be a 14 to hit. So then you have the wisdom
Asher?
save. Yes, it's one of them's trying to attack Asher as he's.
So he made a wisdom save.
I make a wisdom save. Or okay,
Yes.
so how does that work?
So it's a wisdom save if they attack. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target. So
Okay,
if
let me
the
make
warrior
the
makes an
wisdom
attack,
save here. That will
you made
not
14.
make.
Yeah, it's
Wisdom
14
is
save, so.
an 11 total for wisdom on the save.
11 is a save.
The pygmy rolled 11,
So no, then it fails because 14 is the
so
wisdom
it
save.
cannot attack him, and it has to choose.
It cannot attack him. It has to pick a new target.
Awesome. Okay, so you are safe. Now we move to Bolt, who's. Let's see if he can make. Bolt. Bolt. He's got a 19 on the perception. He's just kind of. He's slashing at the foliage. You actually see as he kind of swipes at the foliage, it kind of cuts it off, and he actually sees one there as he cuts some of the foliage away with the short sword. He's going to roll an attack. Bolt! Does he have any plus? No, it's natural 17. He's gonna. Well, he doesn't need to roll an attack. With that, he just slashes, and he just sees this one stare up at him, and he goes and just cuts it, and it goes and just falls to his blade. Good job, Bolt.
Nice. Nice.
Bolt's the MVP of this combat.
Yeah.
Actually, you have two.
But
It's
Bolt,
not good
So
fair.
with that, we move to Asher. Roll your wisdom or your Constitution saving throw. Add your D4 as well from Elena's resistance.
I rolled that already, and it's a 9 + 3 + 2 for the D4. So
9 + 3, we got 12, and then
14.
plus 14 total.
Yep.
You had rolled 3
You
or
make-
2 for the. You rolled 2.
As she pulled that out, and you kind of feel yourself with that, you kind of and you kind of come up. That will end your turn, though. It's at the end of the turn that you make the Constitution save. So we move to the top of the line, Rowan.
Does Rowan see Bolt slash the grass?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Rowan's gonna be like, genius. And-
Bolt.
I know. Oh, I didn't think of that. And Rowan is once again going to try to. Oh no, it's probably a bad idea to set the forest on fire.
Next to a druid.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Actually, Rowan is gonna just slice a piece of he's gonna do a large, imagine just this long swipe right in front of him, creating like a.
Playing
With that,
Zelda.
roll an attack.
Yeah,
for
he's gonna cut some grass and get some root.
roll an attack with disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh,
There may or may not be one right in front of you.
Oh, no. Okay, I rolled an 18 and a 16. So
18 and a 16. As
Yeah.
you swipe this tall foliage, you feel kind of like as you you hit something as it's there, and you just see kind of through the foliage, you just see this head kind of roll as one of these kind of gnarly looking faces just kind of
what are you?
rolls aside.
And Rowan is going to take his 15 feet of movement and get back to the group.
Back to the group. Okay,
Right,
you
so
are all within
kind
probably 10 feet of each other, somewhere around that range. Okay. Let me mark another one off. You guys have killed 3 so far, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And with that, Karun, it's your turn.
Okay. I need to see. Got to roll for perception again.
They're all in
That is
foliage.
15 plus 4, so a 19 this time.
19. That, with that, again, you see another one kind of scurrying kind of off to your side. Enough that you could probably focus maybe an attack.
I'm going to try it one more time with maybe a little bit of malice creeping into it. Not much. No.
He's just not hitting Sacred Flames. Wait, it's me rolling.
You
Okay.
get, why am I rolling? You got to roll. Come on.
Finally, that's a 7.
Right.
With that,
All
you
right.
kind of
Want me to roll the D8?
hone in on one. For what?
I don't have any pluses on this, so technically there's two
You can try roll
face
it.
die. I could
Okay,
fail.
it could live. Oh gosh, you want to do this?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. It's a 4.
Yeah, it dies. Okay, with that, it kind of scurries along and just like it just falls into the foliage as it skin kind of boils up. Okay.
All right.
With that, we move to Elena once more. Hold on a second. Yeah. So we move back to Elena. Unless there's anything else you would like to do in movement, or probably nothing you can do bonus action wise. Elena,
No, if anything, I was going to go to, but well, are you up yet?
I'm awake, but like
I'm going to move to him, and I'm going to use my bonus action to pick him up.
Oh,
to, like,
I could have done this.
pick up action.
Okay. Okay, I'll allow it. Sure. Okay. With
Remember,
that,
I'm just holding out a hand for him to grab, kind of like that thing. If you think it's a overutilization of bonus action.
Nah, I'll allow it for this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what Elena's gonna do. She's gonna pull out a small parchment and kind of hold it in her hand as she extends one hand towards you, Karan, and she's actually gonna cast Shield of Faith on you. That will be a +2 bonus to your AC for the duration, but it is a concentration for her.
Okay, cool.
That's actually a bonus action. Heck yeah. Okay, so I can do something else. Let's go. Well, before she does that, she's gonna do her action. She will cast okay. I'm sorry. I have a lot to keep track of to figure out what she might do. Okay. With one hand extended, and before she casts that, she's going to touch Asher once more, and you are resistant to poison right now. I wish I had known that before. It would have neutralized the poison initially, and it wouldn't have even needed the save pipeline. And you have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and have resistant to poison damage. So you're resistant to poison while this, and then she turns to you, Karan, and gives you the +2. So that's her turn. We'll move to the pygmies. All right, series of attacks. Let's go. That's a 17 Rowan. That's gonna hit.
Yep.
You take 3 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Rowan once more. Another one kind of rushes right by. It was 14. 14 plus 2, 15. Or 17. 16. 16
that
to hit.
That hits, yeah.
Another 3 points of slashing damage.
How many there are left? I only have one from the count.
How many?
A whole bit here, though.
We'll see.
You don't
So
know how
three-
many there
three
were.
slashing
Yes,
Okay.
3 slashing. They're kind of they work in like they just run around and kind of like do little
Just swarm.
swipe bys. Yeah. And okay, Karun. That's a natural 1. And that's a 2. Nothing. You just feel kind of stuff brush along your side. And Bolt's turn once more. He's going to roll perception. Sees nothing. He's going to swipe once more. Kind of brush the brush in front of him, kind of making his way towards the rest of the group. Let's see. That's a natural 1. So we move to Asher. You are now helped up by Karun, so you don't have to waste your movement or action, stand up or anything like that.
So, Asher, are we all like in a 20-foot cube or like area?
Yes, probably within that range. Yes, I'd say within.
So, centering it on the main group, I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire. We all have to as well, but everything within this cube has to make a 14 dex save.
All right.
So we gotta roll?
Okay. I'm gonna roll for each of these.
Okay.
16, 8, 21.
14.
I failed my own dex
2.
save.
So your dex
Okay.
save with your dex save.
You
Okay.
said what was it?
14.
I made it exactly. I got a 10 plus 4.
Made 15. But you said you failed?
Yeah, I failed my own dex save.
And that will highlight everybody, correct?
Yes.
That
so
is not- and
everybody
people
within
have
the circle
advantage.
is going to be glowing green. Sheds a
Glowing
dim light in a
green.
10-foot radius.
As you do this, you see 3 kind of glowing within the foliage, kind of shifting, kind of running around. They kind of run in this like zigzag pattern, kind of walking towards you guys. Anything else you'd like to do with that?
That'll be my turn.
Okay. That is not an attack either, so Sanctuary holds.
Okay. So with that, we move back to Rowan. Your turn.
Oh, hang on a second. No, I take it back. It's makes an attack or casts a spell that affects an enemy. So you see the bubble around you just.
That's
Aw.
But now I'm glowing green, so.
I'm gonna roll a perception, right? Because I don't see anything right now. Correct.
No, you see him, right?
You see 3. Yes, 3 of them are highlighted at this point, running through the bushes, kind of right around you.
And you have
One of them
advantage against
probably maybe 5 feet from you, just kind of running to the side.
I'm gonna go ahead and just make a slash at it as it
Okay,
tries
roll
to
an
run
attack.
by
With advantage.
with advantage. Oh, thank God. What was I saying? That is a 15 plus 5, so that's a dirty 20 for the flame tongue.
That'll hit. And with that, is it lit right now or no?
It is not lit.
You had
no.
not lit it. Okay. You kind of swipe through the grass and you just feel it kind of heave this one down, and it kind of skirts into the dirt a little bit. Doesn't even make a noise. Just kind of as it runs
Is
past.
there another one within 5? Is there another one close to me? Because I still have one more attack. I would if so. Or one more, my bonus action.
The other 2 are kind of circling around Karun, and you know that there was at least one more near you because it made an attack against you earlier. You kind of felt it, but you don't see it. It's not lit up like the other 2 that are kind of running around Asher and Karun.
Interesting. Okay, so but Rowan's instinct is to protect. He's going to get closer to Elena and Karun and the now and Asher. I don't think he's down anymore, but
Yep.
he's gonna move himself closer to them.
Excellent. Okay. And with that, we move to Karun. Your turn.
Okay. I can see
You can see 2 of them. Yep.
2. I'm going to attack The furthest one.
Okay.
How far away are they? Like negligible distance?
There's one. Yeah, one's like 5 foot, like kind of right beside you. The other one about 10 foot, just kind of in that radius.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do the one that's 10 feet away because I'm taking advantage of my range. But Sacred Flame, roll that 14.
Roll that 14.
Preferably. Not.
That's a 3 natural. That won't make. Nice roll your
Yay.
damage. You can try. Don't.
I'm still gonna roll it out. I want to. That is a 7.
That is a 7. This thing just absolutely fries as you kind of just like track it through the bush and you just focus on that like highlight and it just you see it just kind of stop and fall and it just settles there in the ground.
All right. I'm going to ready. Oh no, I can't. Or can I ready a bonus action?
What are you trying to ready?
If something were to attack me, I want to be able to use Healing Word as all. Or want to be able to cast Healing Word as a reaction.
If something attacks you as a reaction. Nah, I would say probably not. For this as a bonus action. That's fine. Okay, so we move to the last few. One, the one that is highlighted currently, 14. Does that hit Asher?
That is my AC.
Okay, as it runs by, it kind of. Damn. All right. That's
Also has advantage against me.
4 to damage. Well, I guess I could maybe roll a crit. Nope. Okay. It's 4 damage to you. And you didn't have anything from Elena, did you? Just poison resistance. That's fine.
I had,
okay.
and then the 5 temp hit points, but.
Yeah, 5 temp hit points. All right. Okay, with that, the others don't seem to make an attack. You see kind of just like a, and they kind of scatter off. And you see this glowing one kind of, rush off a little bit too. It actually leaves your range. So, well, no, it has a disengage. Well, it has disengage if it's hidden. But it's not hidden anymore. So roll an opportunity of attack on this one that's fleeing you. Roll an attack, Asher.
Oh.
As this one leaves your range.
No
No advantage on this because it's technically disengaging, but you also have your thing, so just regular attack. One. You kind of awkwardly go to swing at this thing as it kind of scurries away. But by this point, you get the impression that they're kind of buggering off. They've lost a lot of their little buddies. If there's anything anybody would like to do, we will end initiative.
Once he gets out of range, I'll end Fairy Fire, so I stop glowing.
Okay. All right. With that, the Fairy Fire ends, and you kind of, and the forest is, the jungle
I had
is
to make a concentration check.
calm once again.
Because you got attacked?
Yeah, I got hit. Fairy Fire concentration.
Yeah.
And
What is that? Wisdom save, right?
What was it?
that's okay. You're good. Yeah, by this point it's ended. So, Shield of Faith has been
thought it has
cast.
a
Let me
dex.
cast that. We're good there. One of those has been cast. No, 2 of those have been cast. So we're good there. And so Elena she kind of just standing there to herself. And then you hear her kind of, and then this kind of light apparates from her, and everybody roll a 2d8s. Actually, I guess that's my roll. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah.
Just that's for healing. So. Will that get more d8s in it? Oh, I just closed it.
How long did Elena's spell, the AC bonus last, by the way? Just for this combat?
8
or was it
hours.
8 hours, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I lost my temp points.
Bye. Hey, well, at least you had them.
At least I had them, and I'm thankful for them.
Yes.
Oof,
I'd be in
that
worse
sucks.
off conditions.
Okay, That'll be... Dang, okay. Wow. Okay. So she will cast that. That will be 14 hit points.
Okay, so everyone's
Oh,
at
wow.
100.
Everybody. Holy schmoly. With
Feeling
that.
good again.
Okay. Nice.
Feeling like good.
Okay. Well done.
All right. Yes.
And with that, Elena kind of speaks up. We should hurry.
Agreed.
And with that, you guys make your way, kind of following the trail that you had seen. Unless
Same
anybody would like to
from-
do anything? Anything?
Rowan is just going to gently put his hand on her shoulder blades, just like maybe, on her back, and just, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm not exactly my favorite environment, but
It's my first time. I'm not a fan either. Those little things are creepy. And
Very
and he's going to kind of acknowledge that he's going to be behind her. So
excellent.
I'm right behind you if you want to keep going.
Bolt kind of, he's like shaking, but he's kind of got like a bit of like, I did it. All right. Yeah. Oh, you see that? What are those?
Good.
This is terrifying. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So you guys kind of follow the trail. Are you trying to
We
be
made a
stealthy
Scrabble.
or anything?
Try to do stealthy.
Are
Is
you
that what
trying to
you
be stealthy, or are you trying to kind of pick up the pace a little bit?
said? Are we wanting to move at the same pace? Because now
Yeah.
people think now things know where we're here, or we want to just go for it? Because things already know we're here.
Yeah, we made a lot of noise, so
I do think
Yeah, we
that
can
the
try.
element of surprise is not quite in our favor anymore. Might be best to, make as much haste as we can with this
Let's go.
overgrowth, but yes.
Let's do it. Let's go. And
And
we're rushing.
okay. With that, you kind of follow the trail with Asher kind of leading the way, kind of moving the foliage. He's pretty good. You have pretty good survival, right? Naturally. +6, yeah. That's pretty good. With that, kind of with ease, you kind of move along the foliage there, and you roll. You're probably about 20 minutes into your trek, maybe 20-30 minutes into your trek. Roll perception, each of you.
11 plus 6, so 17.
I got a natural 20 plus 3, so 23.
17 plus 4, so 21.
21. With that, excellent. You see, each of you kind of see this. You reach this area where there's kind of vines that have started to grow kind of sideways, and they kind of intertwine around this area, and kind of sharp, and they kind of move a little bit. They kind of just slightly. With that perception, you can kind of notice like they move like they're in the wind, but obviously they're down at this ground floor area, and they kind of just move along this area. And as you look up in the canopy, like towards the denser part of this area, you see there's kind of this almost more sun shining, maybe 20 feet ahead, and there's these different kind of thatching structures kind of within these trees, and you don't see any figures in there, but there are these almost like canopy treehouse area. This area kind of massive within the tree, bit overkill for perhaps the little folk that you ran into.
Would it look like something a druid community?
It does have that vibe for sure, yes. The vines roll a history check. Asher, just Asher. Actually, Karan, go ahead and roll a history check as well.
Okay.
I'm not good at history. That's a 9.
18 plus 1, so 19.
With that 19, you recognize these vines somewhat familiar. Only recently, maybe within the last month or so, you'd seen it in your companion's home area, which she had kind of shown you and kind of messed around with you a little bit. That there is vines in a similar vein as that. As far as the structure is not too familiar to you.
There is something familiar. Not necessarily the structures, but this reminds me almost of how Brieyre's homeland was set up. Their settlements were up in the trees, but more importantly, these vines utilized them for transportation. I wonder.
As he says that, it kind of rings in your own head, just with your family history and such, Asher, that it is familiar to your wife's heritage homeland.
My wife told me stories. Perhaps the druids that I seek.
There's a good chance, and if Brieyre and Ace were as fortunate enough as we wound up being, perhaps they found their way too. And ultimately, Brieyre's uncle should be here. I think we need to see if we can find someone who might reside here.
Are we sure? Did the tracks stop here, Asher?
It does look like they headed into this way. There's kind of this area where the vines kind of like fold in on themselves, and the trail, as it starts to become kind of a clearing here, that trail does kind of head into that area. Kind of a thick overgrowth right at the behest here, but then kind of open. The canopy kind of begins to open up around this area.
I just wanted to make
kind
sure.
of like this circle grove area.
Okay.
Be on the lookout, but don't make yourself look like a threat, but be prepared.
Okay. And then
Are you guys going
that,
to stealth or?
Yes.
Rowan's going to put his swords away. By the way.
Yes, if I recall, and this place hasn't been compromised, the natives here are not a combative people. They should be receptive. But we should still be cautious. We're not sure what we're getting into just yet.
So just normal.
Any
just normal
stealth or
walking, I
just walking? Just gonna walk?
Yeah, we're not gonna like sneaky snake.
guess? Sneaky seems a little suspicious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So-
So you're gonna go to this like seemingly opening area.
With the vines, or where the footprints go to.
As you make your way there, you see kind of from some thatching on the kind of tree hut that you had been looking and noticed a little bit unnatural. You see kind of like a face like appear, kind of a little bit yellow eyes, kind of blue skin, kind of a large face, kind of like sharp teeth, but different like green paints along the side of the face, and then it kind of disappears from the thatch, and you kind of hear, and you see as two figures kind of approach with spears at the gate, holding their spears like this.
We're no danger. We're not here to. We're friends, friendlies.
I'm gonna. Do they look like they're of druid nature?
You've never seen this species of people before. They're as you get a look at these two kind of guards here, they have kind of furry ears that kind of droop down a little bit. These kind of like wide noses, but these kind of sharp teeth and kind of broad faces with different kind of like patterns and paint kind of war paint patterns, and they have these kind of really well made but kind of primitive spears that they're holding.
Oh, druidic that we're come in peace. We're looking for our friends. We mean you no harm.
And then at friends, I want to just say Tambourine.
I wouldn't even know if you. I don't think you would understand that.
I said
Oh,
friends.
you said.
Rowan said friends.
Oh yeah.
Friends and just common. Okay.
So
and then
common,
you said it
Tamarind and druidic.
Yeah.
And druidic, you said friends or
That we come in peace and we're looking for our friends.
these two figures kind of approach you with the spears kind of drawn back, and then you see kind of another one kind of with a spear kind of like rush towards you guys, and he kind of holds the spear up, and that's where we're going to take a break. So everybody
What's this stuff?
grab some snacks and come back. We're gonna grab snacks of our own because we get to watch what happened with the two adventuring party, and we get to find out what actually happened.